Well, hello, my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal podcast. I am your host. My name is Matt Harvey. I am also the founder of Deep Woods Paranormal, and along with my wife Amanda, we investigate everything paranormal. And then, like I said last time, we basically come on here and share it with you guys. So today we're going to do a little bit of news for the team, and then we'll get on to the cryptid only podcast. There's some creatures I want to dive back into. Dogman, Goatman, Lizardman. Um, those are three that kind of intrigue me. Those are three that I think there's a 50% chance that maybe they exist. And for the skeptics out there, I know you're on the ground laughing right now. But, this is a paranormal show, and we have to kind of believe that they could. I'm not going to say that they do, but we have to believe that they could possibly exist. There's some reports out there of them actually being seen and stuff like that. I know at Joe's, I had. Well, let's get back into the news real quick. So, I am really, really working on putting together a Bigfoot show. I know that a lot of you really enjoy the Bigfoot stuff. You probably miss Expedition Bigfoot and Finding Bigfoot and other shows like that. I'm working on that. I am going to put together a crew of maybe 4, 5, 6 people that can come out and join us every weekend, hopefully, or every other weekend. Maybe shoot 4 episodes a month, once weekly, once we get rolling. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna go after it. We're gonna go to places where Bigfoot has been seen. We're gonna try and interview witnesses. We're gonna possibly have town halls, which I think is interesting. I think the more people you can talk to and get their stories, the better. And also, basically help us find more of the hot spots, kind of like they did on Finding Bigfoot. And then what I want to do, well, I don't want to give away the show, but I want to actually stay in places where Bigfoots have happened, whether that's a day, a couple days, a week, a month. Our show may not move from a location if we're having Bigfoot activity, if we're able to document things happening. What I want to do is I want to bring in people that are not necessarily Bigfooters, but people that know the forest, people that have had experiences before. We might have guests come out with us, either the witnesses and or other people come with us and basically help us investigate Bigfoots. We're going to hit a lot of locations. We're going to work with the people. If you're, what I'm looking to do, if you have a Bigfoot location and you want us to come out and investigate it, we're going to do that. It's going to take me a couple months to probably put this together. I'm already in talks with a few people. I'm in talks with a friend of mine who's another producer. We need to, like I said, we're trying to upgrade our gear, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. We're trying to get that bigger camera, better camera that I can carry into the woods and still be able to kind of see if it's always pitch black in the woods. Doesn't matter if it's a full moon or not. It's always really dark. It's really hard to see anything at night, especially if you're isolated like I think we're going to be doing. We're going to be out and away from the public. We're going to be going into places where thickets where people aren't, and looking for, not only during the day but during the night too, looking for signs of Bigfoot. We want to document those things, and I want it to be 100% real. I don't want anything, well, I think I saw something. It's like I tell you guys all the time. I don't expect anyone to believe until you've had an encounter where you can say it couldn't be anything else but. And in this case, we're going to put a Bigfoot in there. We want to make sure evidence is really good. We don't want to have somebody out there being, watching the show and going, "Oh, dude, you guys really messed up. That's not a footprint. That's this," or that could have happened because of this, or whatever. Or that's not really a Bigfoot. That's a deer. So I'm going to bring in possibly a hunter or hunters that really know the woods well. They can even be skeptics. I wouldn't mind if they're skeptics because they'll keep me honest. I want to bring in a believer, at least one believer who's had at least one sighting or more. Then I want to bring in a couple other people that are. I want to bring in the scientific portion of it. I would like to bring in somebody who's maybe a scientist that studies primates or studies primate behaviors or whatever. I might even contact the local college over here and see if there's any students that are studying that subject that would like to come out with us on the weekends and just give their take on it. I want to do a full on show where you guys really are getting 100% of real stuff, not just, oh, there's two glowing red eyes looking at me. Well, I mean, you can fake that with two red flashlights. You can put them up in a tree. You can do all kinds of stuff. There's lots of ways to fake stuff. But yes, that is 100%. I'm 100% going for it. And it seems like from everything, all the Bigfoot stuff we post on our YouTube page and our website and all that sort of stuff, they get way more views than anything else. And Bigfoot is a cryptid creature, by the way. You can kind of see. Let's see. I think that's supposed to be the Bigfoot right here. If you're seeing my cursor, it's literally right behind where I am. That's supposedly it's supposed to be a Bigfoot. Not a very good rendition, but that's okay. So, yeah, we're going to be going after that. If you've witnessed a Bigfoot in Texas, we're going to be looking for people to contact us. We'll keep your information private. If you would like to be on the show, then we'll talk about if you'd like to actually appear on the show or you want to appear off camera or whatever. I know a lot of people out here. I've talked to a lot of people that have had sightings, but they've never reported it because they're afraid of being ridiculed. And that just has to stop. That ridicule has to stop. I understand. You're a hunter. You've been hunting in the woods for 30 years. You've never seen one. Well, maybe you have. Maybe you've experienced one, but you just didn't know it. Maybe there's some telltale signs. Maybe some tree branches snapped while you're out there. Maybe you heard a grunt. Maybe you heard a howl. Maybe you heard a scream and you just basically wrote it off as something else. Maybe something you felt like you were being watched. That's all telltale signs of possible. I'm not saying it is possible Bigfoot activity. And so Bigfoots are mainly in East Texas here. Texas, Louisiana border, Kansas border, Oklahoma, Kansas, that whole area, Tennessee, Kentucky, and we'll get into that. And maybe during the show, I will finally reveal my theory about Bigfoots and stuff. I have a theory out there. I don't want to put it out there until I'm 100% sure that it's somewhat right. It's just something I'm testing. I have a lot of hypotheses about it, and it could change the way we go looking for Bigfoots. The problem is if I put this out there and I'm right, everybody's going to be doing it. So, I don't want to put this out there until I've worked with some other people quietly and done it. So anyways, let me share my screen here. We're on speaker. I don't know why we're on speaker. I didn't leave it here. Okay, so this is where I left it. Okay, so this is the Deep Woods Paranormal website. This is our podcast section. This is our audio podcast session. Excuse me. Our website's pretty much a one-stop shop. We're going to be basically putting gear and other things on here. We're gonna change this from public ghost hunts to public paranormal investigations. Because we will be having some Bigfoot expeditions. We're going to have an event with a friend of mine. And basically, we're going to be doing a whole Bigfoot thing, whole conference with them and a few other people. And you'll start to see that on Facebook once I get the information from him. He's kind of leading this, so I don't want to step on any toes. But once we kind of get things organized and a little bit more ready to go, we will be blasting that out to you guys. We'll be posting it here as well, because he's shooting a Bigfoot movie, and I'm really excited about it. I'm trying to help him a little bit with it, and really make sure that it comes out the way he wants it to come out. So, YouTube is also on our Deep Woods Paranormal page, our website, I should say. You can see the Bigfoot Only podcast. This thing just exploded. I think we got like 100 views in the first day, and I know that's not a lot for YouTube, but we've pretty much had a hard time with YouTube not really sharing our stuff. And it feels like no matter what I post content wise, or what I put in the description or anything like that, we still are not getting very many people watching us. So if you'll do me a favor, if you're on our YouTube channel, let me scroll over to that. Here we go. So this is our YouTube channel. Okay. All right. So this is our YouTube channel. Essentially, you can come onto the Deep Woods Paranormal YouTube channel if you want to watch the videos and not just listen to them. We are on 60 different platforms for the audio podcast. So you can basically anywhere you listen to your podcast, you can get it. If you do me a favor, either share the audio podcast or share this video podcast on the social media. That will help us greatly. It gets us basically helps us grow, and will help us continue to bring you new and better content. The podcasts we're going to keep going with the podcasts. I've also I'm going to do a video. I swear to God, I'm going to do a video. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. I swear I am going to take the hair samples out of here on camera as carefully as I can, and we are going to put them in little vials like this. And hopefully, maybe with the show, if we get enough sponsors, we'll be able to send that out. And one of my friends who helped me find these hair samples will possibly be on the show. Like I said, I'm looking for 4 to 5 other people that either want to come onto the show weekly with us and actually go investigate these things, camp out in the wilderness, looking for them on Friday and Saturday nights, or just maybe a Friday or Saturday night. Spend the night in Bigfoot's living room. Essentially, we want to get into areas where they are and camp in those areas. I know it's insane, and I did it at Joe's camp, and I did have some activity. I mean, something pushed on the side of my tent, which was creepy as hell. 2 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, something pushes in on the side of the tent and touches me. Scared the living bejesus out of me. I was not asleep. I was awake. I was freezing my yin-yangs off because the temperature was about 20 degrees colder than it was supposed to be. So I went down and got a heavy-duty blanket to put inside of my sleeping bag that next night. Even though my sleeping bag was rated down to 0, I still was pretty damn cold. Sleeping with jeans, 2 shirts, a shirt, a sweatshirt, and a heavy-duty jacket on, with my hood up over my head and a beanie on, and it zipped up over my face. So yeah, that was a cold night. So yeah, I definitely don't want to repeat that, but lessons learned. Like I said, I'm putting together some new camping gear, some lightweight camping gear, so I can walk into these places and essentially stop. I can be fully contained for a couple of days. I can stay in these places where the Bigfoots possibly are, and I'm not saying they're going to be there, but they could possibly be there, and I might experience something either during the day or the night. We'll be packing in trail cams and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I'm going to probably have a very small crew of maybe 5 to 6 people total. We're going to be looking for camera people to help us. Maybe somebody who just wants to come out and carry a camera and document us doing what we're doing. My friend has a little bit more help with that, so we'll have to talk to him about that. But yeah, I'm just looking for people that are interested in going out in the field and documenting whatever we experience. You can also come over to our Rumble page. Our Rumble page is doing really well. Let me see if I can find the actual Rumble page. Oops. Oh, I went right to Rumble, didn't I? Okay. All right. So this is a Rumble page. Not as many views for the Bigfoot podcast over here for some reason, but you can see we've got a lot of views now. We're starting to get a lot more views over here on our Rumble page. Back here, I didn't really know what I was doing. This is where I switched the look of the podcast over to these pictures instead of just me sitting in front of the computer every time with the background like you see, or if you're just listening. All right, so let's get into this. Okay, so if you guys want to help us out, if you want to sponsor the show, please contact me. All of our information is down below. It doesn't matter which one you're on. I'll just show you on here. But if you go through, okay, here we go. If you're watching this, this is the one we did with Cliff. Basically of Cliff, not with, but of his presentation. You can see all of our links are here. Our website, our podcast website, which is if you want to listen to the audio, buy us a coffee, Manscaped. If you guys want to go over there and get some Manscaped products and you want to get a discount, put in DWP. I should actually, let me see if that pops up. Yep, it does. Okay, perfect. So this is Manscaped. They basically sent me almost all of, okay, get out of here. They sent me a lot of this stuff. I'm really enjoying. They sent me the underwear, the shirt. Unfortunately, the shirt got covered with hair because my dog decided he needed to lean against me. But the groomer and the nose hair trimmer. I didn't get the beard shampoo, but I got a couple of things. So yeah, if you want to come over here and essentially help them out and get yourself some cool products, come over to the Manscaped website. Again, I really like it. Now, ladies, my wife was actually using this trimmer the other day to basically remove hair where she didn't want it, and it did a really good job. It really cuts close without hurting her at all, which was awesome. She was using it in some sensitive places and stuff like that. So, I mean, you ladies, some of these products you ladies can also use. It smells nice. And stuff like that. So you're welcome to come over here, put in basically DWP, and then that'll get you a discount on the products. I would highly recommend them. They're very high-end quality products. So anyways, all right, let's get back into the podcast. Okay. So there's a couple ways that you can help sponsor us. We have a couple supporters right now that buy us coffees from time to time. Thank you, Sharon. We appreciate you. And whoever anonymously bought us, looks like 5 coffees. We appreciate that. Our goal is to get a couple $1,000s in donations because we're trying to buy a better, higher end IR camera that we can take out into the field and have somebody actually follow us around with. And then essentially we'll have to figure out how we're going to pay the person that's with us. Hopefully they'll donate their time. So, like I said, if you'd like to donate your time and you'd like to follow us around as we do our investigations, and maybe you're a student or something like that, let us know. We would love to have you. We are a business. We can give you credit for classes or whatever. If we need to write you a letter or whatever, we can do that. So you guys can get some credentials and stuff. And then if you just want to, give help, if you can't really afford to support us financially, what you can do is you can come and just buy us a coffee. It's $3, and basically, like I said, everything is going back into improving our gear. That's what we're looking to do right now. So that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get the $2,000 to basically buy upgraded equipment. Like I said, we're going after Bigfoot. So the gear that we need, the cameras we need are we already have a couple of low light cameras. We have some IR cameras. We have some handheld. We have, I don't know, 40 cameras. but none of them are at the same standard as what we really need. The higher end cameras that basically are low light. We can, and those cameras you can fine tune those cameras so you can see better, you can hear better, you can put a better mic on it and stuff like that. So, all right. So, like I said, if you want to donate to us, you can come on here to the Deep Woods Buy Me a Coffee page. All the links are down below, whether you're listening to our audio podcast or video podcast. Sorry for the housekeeping, but I have to get that done. Okay, so let's talk about cryptid creatures here. This is here. We'll start here. So let's talk about Lizardman. I've never experienced Lizardman that I know. Excuse me. I've never seen one. I don't know if they are real or they're fake. But this is actually out of the Spider-Man adventure series. This is kind of what they speculate a Lizardman would look like. It has kind of like a human-like head, human-like face, but the mouth is much bigger, more stretchable, and the teeth are more sharp and pointed. And that's what they think this Lizardman looks like. Now, I know I've heard several stories in Louisiana of, I can't remember what the location was, and probably in here. Okay. So in the swamps of Louisiana, they supposedly have seen them. Now here's another rendering of what the creature looked like. This one actually has a tail, and then basically has big feet, like a Bigfoot, big hands, big claws, and supposedly this is a picture of a Lizardman. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on that for you. It's not the greatest picture. It looks like it was taken with a camera phone. And I mean, literally, this could be a person standing there, and who knows? We don't know how tall this is. We don't know, it's kind of tall and lanky. Can't really make out too many distinguishing features. You can see a leg kind of post out here in like a flatted foot, a long flat foot here. And you can kind of see an arm, and then there's trees behind it, and you see some shoulders and maybe a head and some big eyes, actually. Now, I mean, if I'm looking at this picture, I could come over here to the right, and I know this is a tree, so don't, in the comments down below, don't say, oh, that's a tree. I know it is. And I'm just using this as an example to basically show you how easy it is to think that maybe this could be a Bigfoot. Okay, we're going to throw a Bigfoot in here. So here's what looks like a leg here. And then you have a back leg coming back this way. You have possibly some arms and some shoulders, what looks like a cone-shaped head, and it looks like fur. Is that a Bigfoot? Probably not. It could be. I mean, I'm not going to say it isn't, but it's about the same height as whatever. It's a little shorter. It's a little shorter than what this thing supposedly is over here. But again, blurry picture. Probably was a little darker than what you can see here in the picture if you're watching this on the YouTube channel. But like I said, all the links will be down below, so you guys can come here. I'll put these links in here, so you guys can come in here and take a look as well. This is very non-convincing. I can't say with any certainty that this is anything at all. I mean, these could also be tree branches or whatever that just basically are being seen. There's no actual description down below either. So if you're the person who took this picture, I would love to have you on to the podcast so you can tell your story. I'd love to hear more about this Lizardman experience. Sorry, I've got a dog that just banged into something. So yeah, we'd love to have you on. Love to hear your experience. I know people in Louisiana have experienced this. Let me move on to the next one because this is more of what I wanted to share you. So it says the Lizardman returns to the PD. I'm sorry, PD. Yeah, that's right. And so what you're seeing here, let me see if this will blow up. Oh, cool. Okay, blew up a little more. So what you're seeing is it's a Dodge Caravan or something, and the whole front of the hood is all scratched, and you can kind of see teeth marks in the bumper here, or the grill, I should say, the bumper grill area. This is from March 3rd, 2008. It says an old legend could be making its way back into the PD, and it's two words, PEE, and then DEE. The scratch marks on this car in Bishopville have led one family to believe the legendary Lizardman is back. The so-called Lizardman dates back 20 years this summer. Many of you remember the story. It says it started. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. It started after people reported seeing a 7-foot monster with green skin, 3 toes, and three-fingered claws near PD Swamp. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with that one. No one has ever been able to confirm the reports. The Lizard Man story became such a phenomenon that many people have even made T-shirts and other memorabilia with a picture of the beast. However, it may all be as false. However, it may all be a false call. Investigators think a coyote may be responsible for the damage in Bishop. Okay, so they give you both sides. Could a coyote have made this? Now I remember hearing the witnesses reports of this lizard type thing coming out of onto the road. Essentially, this kid had a flat tire. He was on his way home, and this thing attacked him. It started attacking his car, started chewing on his car, and left a lot of marks kind of like this. Not exactly, but probably kind of like this. Now, if you look at the holes in this picture, they're like in a row, almost like somebody went through with a maybe quarter-inch drill bit and went just doop, doop, doop. I'm not so sure a coyote would make that. I mean, I have 5 dogs. I've seen them chew on things, and I have dogs that are Chance that you just heard come in a minute ago and shake his collar. I have dogs that are, anywhere from large all the way to, extra small, which is Tink. You guys have seen Tink on here before. So I don't think they could have made this mark. Their canines, would have dug, you would see even number of canines and they'd be evenly distributed. Claw marks, I don't think a coyote could have done this. And in fact, I don't think a coyote could have done all this damage up on the hood. Doesn't mean it was a lizard man. Again, you guys got to take this all with a grain of salt. This is just all theory. It's just kind of fun to dig into this and think about it. Let's move on to this next one. So here's another better picture of the hood. You see the top's all kind of chewed up, and then the front, you can see all the puncture in the plastic. Now, I drive Dodge Caravans for a living, for what I do, and this material is not super hard. I mean, if you took a screwdriver, you could probably push it through with some effort, but it would take some effort. I mean, I don't know if a canine could do this. I mean, I come across pit bulls and all this stuff out when I'm out and about out here in central to East Texas, and sometimes even West Texas, and I've never seen a dog that can kind of do this to the front of a car, let alone a coyote. Maybe a wolf. I mean, a wolf is like 2 or 3 times the size of a coyote if you've never seen a wolf. But this is mysterious to me. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. Like I said, I always tell you guys have to make up your own mind. What is this? Supposedly there's another picture, but I don't know what we're looking at here, guys. I guess this is more scratches on the hood. And this is essentially what the witness said it looked like. Just a giant lizard standing on end. So let's read this. Give me 1 second. Let me get a sip. All right. So this happened in, let's see, Bishopville, South Carolina. After a nasty surprise Thursday morning, one Bishopville resident, she's wondering if the lizard man is back. Dixie Rawson of Bishopville sent WIS News 10 an email about a big surprise she got at her home Thursday morning. The whole front of her van was all chewed up. There were bite marks right through the front grille. Both sides of the van above the wheel wells were bitten, and and the metal is bent back like a piece of paper. So essentially, she said that something went around and just gnawed at the car. It reminded Dixie of the local legend of the lizard man that stretches back for decades. Now, someone wondering if the lizard man is back. The legend blows in a brisk winter wind, sending chills through neighbors of Lee County. She said, "I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it." He looked, says Bob Rawson, excuse me. He looks down at the blood and the claw marks on his van. Uh, he literally bit. You can see, you can feel where okay, this is worded really strange. So basically, he's analyzing where the bite marks and the claw marks were. So yeah, I mean, Lizard Man. We can look more into Lizard Man at another time, but Lizard Man dates back 100, 200 years. Now, is a Lizard Man um, something that just lives in the swamp? Um, is it a relative of Bigfoot or something? I don't know. It's just an interesting creature. The only reason I'm really interested in it, to be honest with you, is because at Joe's camp, we were walking up towards the cemetery, which is on the back of his property, and there's the power lines. And where the power lines are, usually it's cleared, right? You've seen the forest where it's just clear cut all the way up, and then basically the power lines run up the middle of it. Well, this had been overgrown. I mean, I'm 6'2", and this stuff was about a foot or two taller than me. And literally there was a path. I'm a big guy. I'm pretty wide, but maybe take 4 or 5 of me. And there was a path that basically had been just mowed down from the forest across from Joe's into his property, into where his cemetery was. When we started looking down, we found these huge, what looked like bird prints. I just they were strange. They were long in the back, and then they came out. These things were, I think they were 18 inches long, so they weren't small, and they branched out into like 3 toes, 3 very long toes, and it was almost like if you've ever gone to the donut shop and you've got the I forget what they call them, the long donut that's long and skinny. That's what the back of the foot looked like. And then the front had weird, like more of those, but they were 18 inches long. So essentially, yeah, I mean, that was very, very strange. I just, I didn't know what to think of that. And there was multiple of them. We followed them all the way around into the forest. And then we were told we couldn't go into that forest because it was private property and he didn't own that area. So, in the future, yes, we will have to go over there and get permission and go up into that area. That's where Joe thinks a lot of things live that, including Bigfoots, that basically people are afraid of going up into that forest. So, anyways, so let's move on to the next creature. This is Goatman. And we've kind of talked about Goatman before. Let me move this out of the way. So it says monster sighted around Lake Worth. And we've talked about this is in Texas. This is up by Fort Worth. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of this. But the Greer Island Goatman. So it's the Lake Worth monster, and it's still feared 45 years later. when they first saw this thing, there were no homes, no nothing around it. It was just basically a place kids went to um, have some fun and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Sorry, my mouse decided to jump up into my hand. Um, so essentially, it was a place that kids went. You can kind of see a picture in the background here. I can't get this to blow up anymore, but this is a wildlife researcher, and basically, she decided to have some fun and put a fake goat man costume on and run around the woods just to scare people and see what they would probably do, which is kind of funny. I wish I had videotaped it. I would love to see. Maybe there is a video of it. I'd love to see it. But people have been reporting Goatman in that area for a very long time, especially unsuspecting teenagers that went up there to have a good time and encountered this thing, got chased out. So this is basically a picture of what the goat man kind of looked like from a side view. This was taken in, let's see, blah blah blah. I believe this was taken in the summer of 1969. Back then, there weren't a lot of homes around. It was more forested. It wasn't, commercialized like it is now. Now people live around the lake and stuff like that. Let's see. So it says the summer of '69 was hot and humid in Toronto County. Back then, the area near Greer Island wasn't gated off like it is now. Teenagers would go down Shoreline Road around the lake to be alone and enjoy the freedom of summer nights. On July 9th, a group of 3 couples was parked by a clearing. Around midnight, a beast leapt into their car from the trees above. The monster tried to grab one woman, but they sped off before it could take her away. The witness said, "We have had reports about this thing for about 2 months," police dispatcher told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. But we basically always laugh them off as pranks. But the 18-inch gash in the car's side and the terrified nature of the witness led police to open a full investigation. It appeared in the newspapers the next day, and the area was immediately caught in monster fever. So basically, what happened was they went out looking for this thing. I guess they never found it. So yeah, that's basically there's a lot of tales of it. Here's a better look at Greer Island. One of these days I'll like to cruise down here and check this out. Here's the headline, basically, of what happened to the teenagers. All right, so let's keep going with Goatman. So this is the Goatman that's been seen in Maryland and Texas for decades. It says half man, half goat, the mysterious beast known as the Goatman is said to stalk forests and lurk beneath bridges waiting for the next victim in its murderous rampage. All right, so you see, I'm pretty sure this picture is a fake, but kind of gives a depiction of what it could look like. And I say could, not does, but could. Is it running around murdering people? I severely doubt it. I think if it was running around murdering people, there would be a lot of people looking for it. A lot of law enforcement, maybe private citizens. They would hunt this thing down probably, and it would be dead. Or, they'd be basically bringing a body out to show everyone. Or the GOV could basically be stepping in and saying, nope, you can't have this. This is ours. We're taking it to study it or whatever they're going to do. But essentially, I just wanted to use this for the photo. That's there's some creepy ads on this page. Sorry if that's disturbing to you. I'm going to pull this down so you can't see it. All right. So, yeah, is Goatman real? I don't know. Here's another one. This is actually a possible real picture. This says Critter Corner, Cryptids of Virginia and Maryland, Chessie to Goatman. It says image sent to WBAL TV in Baltimore in 2016 after two separate reported sightings of a strange goat-like creature in Laurel, Maryland. And let's see if we can blow this up. Nope. Can't seem to get rid of the ads. So essentially, you see what looks like, I mean, this could be a person in a costume, but you see what looks like a very tall, almost Bigfoot like shaped creature with the head of more of a maybe a goat ish looking. It's dark black or dark brown in color. It's got fingers, it's got hands, and it's got basically a head with the ram like horns that wrap around its ear. And then basically it looks like it's standing on 2 feet. Could this have been real? Yes, very possible it could be real. Is it fake? I don't know. Let's see what's the next one. Nope, that's getting into other things. All right, so let's go back. No, let me go back. Bear with me for a second. We already looked at this. Let me see if there we go. Now I can close it. All right. Didn't want to close myself off. All right, so essentially it says, I love fall. I love October. I love Halloween. Instead of covering my usual Halloween safety or critters often associated with Halloween this year, I am taking a different path, cryptozoology. Okay, they're going to go into that. Let's see. They're not really talking about Goatman here. Okay. So essentially, you guys have to make up your own minds. This is interesting. This picture is very, very interesting. You know, what would this creature eat in the wild? Do they eat deer? Do they eat fish? Are they more like Bigfoots? Could this just be a person in a suit? I don't know. I mean, this could be elaborate hoax. Let's see. This is 2020. Let's see. When was this pick? 2016. So yeah, they definitely could have faked this. But who knows? Again, if you took this picture, I would love to talk to you. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to bring you onto our podcast and have you tell your experience. Again, there's no judgment on this channel. We don't want anybody judging anybody. We don't want anybody ridiculing anybody. We want to keep this a place where people can come and tell their stories and share what happened to them paranormally. It doesn't matter if it's Bigfoot, UFO, ghost, cryptid, whatever. We want to have you feel comfortable coming onto our show and telling your story. So anyways, let's move on to the next thing. All right, Michigan Dogman. This is, Michigan is also known for Bigfoots too, but I was more interested in this picture. So this picture, again, I don't know. It shows what looks like the head of a coyote or a wolf, maybe a bear. And then you kind of see a short arm come around, and it looks like it actually has possible fingers. And then there's another arm over here, and then there's basically a torso, but the whole picture, it looks like somebody took a picture and then basically had to brighten it and essentially then cropped it in. So it's very, very pixelated. I can't tell if this is supposed to be the lower half of the body or if it's standing behind something. To me, it looks like it has its paw or arms around maybe a stump here. I don't know how tall the stump is, so that makes me question, is this really a dog man, or is it just maybe a dog that basically is standing on its back legs on the stump? It's got it looks pretty real because the eyes are reflecting back at the camera. They look like they're glowing yellow, which is interesting. But I don't, I can't say for sure if this picture is real or not. Again, you guys have to use your best judgment. You can come here and look at it. The links are down below. Let me close this out. Let me get out of here. There we go. All right. So here for scene 1887. They're calling it a mammal. Shh, 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 shh. Mama, no. Sorry, she thinks that my wife is coming home when she's not. So this is interesting. So let's see. It was originally seen in Wexford County, Michigan. Sightings have been reported several locations throughout Michigan, primarily in the northwest quadrant of the lower peninsula. So that's this story about Dogman. Here's another one. Now, this says mysterious creatures caught on camera and authorities need help digging into IDing it. Is this a dog man? Is this just a person in a costume? I don't know. Let's watch this video real quick and see. I've seen this video, I think. Sorry, we're getting hit with an ad here. Just bear with me. Hopefully it'll be over soon. The ad. So sorry, you're listening to an ad. Let me turn the volume up here.
Amarillo, Texas is asking folks to guess, what is this thing? The image was captured last month at 1:25 a.m. by a camera set up inside the Amarillo Zoo, looking out through a perimeter fence. Is it a person with a strange hat who likes to walk at night? City officials asked in a tweet, referring to it as a UAO.
The unidentified Amarillo object.
Wow. Let the guesses begin from Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I don't live in a hole anymore.
To Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
The camera is motion activated and sends an alert to zoo officials when it captures something. There were some serious theories.
A raccoon standing on its hind legs, or potentially a person walking through the park that just happened to get captured in a peculiar way.
But the public's guesses were more colorful, from Sonic the Hedgehog to the San Antonio Spurs coyote mascot. Someone tweeted the movie Dog Soldiers called and want their werewolf back. Another poster wondered, is this guy on the loose? And of course, there were references to Bigfoot, or someone thought Littlefoot might be more appropriate. There is no video, just this image. One poster went all out to illustrate his theory. It was a coyote jumping the fence, diagrammed with anatomy like ears, tail, etc. Noted, if nothing else, all these guesses could lead folks howling.
Okay, let me blow this up. All right, so if you saw in the front of the video, so I'm going to scroll back just for a minute here. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so this looks like it has the head of a dog or whatever. It has long, pointy, possible ears, and this is just me analyzing this. This is not me telling you it's 100% real or it's not real. The video is real, but this could be an elaborate hoax too. Looks like it has a human-like arm, and looks like it has a hand, and looks like it's actually has something in its hand, or that's the tail coming down. And then it has another, you can't quite see the other arm, but you can kind of see the hand come out here. And then it's got these long, skinny legs, and you can't tell. I mean, it almost looks like it's wearing shoes. The grass is a little tall. I don't know how tall the grass is, maybe a foot tall along the fence there. So it's blocking out where the feet would be. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, this could easily be somebody just pulling a prank, having fun, running through, the area with like a raccoon head on, or some kind of, dog head, costume on. It does appear the arms kind of do look a little hairy, but look at the legs. I mean, the legs look different than the arms. It doesn't look like there's any hair. And if you look right here, this looks like where the end of a pant leg. And if you look down here, this could just be the grass. It looks like this area gets a little skinnier than the top portion of it. Almost like somebody's leg is coming out of the bottom of a pant leg. And then, unfortunately, you can't see the feet. So, I mean, it doesn't look like it's actually climbing the fence. It looks like it's walking along the side of the fence. The arms look a little interesting. So if you look, both arms, like if I'm bending my arm, if I'm walking, my arms are going to be bent forward, kind of giving me momentum as I walk. This looks like it doesn't look like it actually has an elbow. It looks like it bends closer to where the wrist would be. But the hands or the paws or whatever they are both bent forward like a human would be. And this could just be a person with long hair. This could be a woman with like a headband on, and maybe there's no snout. Maybe it's just a person. Maybe she had some kind of headband on that had something that sticks up, and maybe she's wearing some kind of coat or something that makes her upper body look a little bit more fluffy than her lower body. But again, you guys got to make up your own mind on these, what these are. Let me go back to my screen. So let me stop sharing this. All right, guys. So all those links will be in the description down towards the bottom. If you'd like to go check those out, that's up to you. But I think, I don't know. I think that could possibly be just a woman walking along and she got caught. Maybe it's somebody that even works there. And maybe it was after hours or late hours. Maybe she was trying to go into one of the exhibits and do something. If you also look at the fence, that fence is only probably 6 feet tall. So let's go back to that for just a second. Let me share my screen again. Let's look at something one more time. Okay, so imagine the top of this fence. Let me blow this back up. Imagine the top of this fence is 6 feet. Whatever this thing is here is probably a foot tall, and it's down maybe 2 or 3 inches from the top. So let's call this 2 feet down here. So you come across here, whatever this is, it's only about 4 feet tall. So that, unless it's a really short female or male, I think that kind of rules out a human now that I look at that. So it has to be maybe some other kind of animal. Not sure what it would be, but it is interesting. We could sit here and look at that for a long period of time and continue to analyze it. And I'm sure other people, have ideas of what they think it is. Somebody's probably sitting there going, "Oh, it's this, it's that." That's great. Put that in the comments, but be respectful. If you post a comment that isn't nice, which we haven't had in a very long time, which I'm so thankful for you guys for being really nice in the comments and always posting stuff that matters. And it's always fun to get your guys' opinion on things. So, and sometimes that does help us. Unfortunately, sometimes that does debunk things. And that's just how this field is. Sometimes you think you get this really cool piece of evidence, and then somebody looks at it and goes, "Oh, it's this." And like, one of those, and you're smacking your head going, "Oh, dang it." That's frustrating, but it's cool. You have to be real. You can't call everything a Bigfoot or a Dogman or Lizardman or whatever. You have to find more evidence that people can't debunk, and that's what we do. That's why we do it. And it's fun and frustrating and exciting and all those emotions all together at the same time. But Anyways, so getting back to the show I'm trying to put together, what do you guys want to see in a show, in a Bigfoot show? Leave a comment down below. If you're on our YouTube channel or our Rumble channel, please leave a comment down below. If you're not on one of those platforms, you're on one of our audio platforms, do me a favor, go up to the email or the text message, or you can go on our website. You can leave us a message there. It's all anonymous. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door or anything, unless you're, say you're possessed or something. But anyways, let us know what you guys want to see in a Bigfoot show. What did you like about the Finding Bigfoot series? What did you like about the Expedition Unknown series? What, other shows, there's there's all kinds of shows out there on Bigfoots. So let us know what you guys want to see. I might put a poll up too, and that way I'll probably post it in a lot of places. Do you want to see us camp in Bigfoot's living room? Do you want to see us do a town hall? Do you want us to, of course we're going to interview witnesses, but what do you want to see? What are things that you liked about those shows that you want to see in a show? So we can work on putting that in the next show that we do. We want it to be as popular and as good as we can make it, and we want it to be successful, and we want you guys to be happy with it. So again, go ahead and comment down below. Please do me a favor, if you're on our YouTube or Rumble channel, or even on our audio podcast, give us a like or a heart or whatever you can do in there. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment down below, even if it's just saying hi or introducing yourself or whatever. We're always into meeting new people, and we love to hear from you guys. And then hit that subscribe bell and then thumbs up for us on the YouTube channel, because that is helping us get our channel out there. So, all right, guys. Again, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys, and we're going to continue to improve things as we go. Hope you guys like the new intro that I put together for the podcast. We'll probably do that for the show as well. I've got a new platform that I'm essentially editing videos on. So, all right, guys, we'll you guys have a great day, and we will catch you on the next one.